David?
David, it's okay.
David.
I don't care.
In Spanish it's David.
In Spanish, David.
Yeah, David, yeah. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Horizon Deep Tech Summit this year here in Madrid. And thank you so much for taking the time to have a short talk with me on this podcast.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
So I want, before we dive deeply in, I want to have a few words about yourself. Your personal background, your educational background, and what leads you to be where you are today.
Okay, so, well, my name is David Rodriguez. I was born in the north of Spain, but I moved to Madrid already 11 or 12 years ago, more or less. My background is in mechanic engineer. I am an industrial mechanic engineer, and now I am the country manager for IQM Quantum Computers here in Iberia, so covering Spain and Portugal. We build full stack quantum computers, and my background in quantum has started like 5 years ago, more or less, in another company. I've joined IQM by the end of last year, and now trying to develop the business in this very beautiful business.
Awesome. And straight into the business then, IQM
Yep.
is a quantum computing, quantum machine company?
Yeah, correct.
So introduce the company to us.
Yes, we are a European company. We have our headquarters in Helsinki, in Finland, but we also have our second largest office in Germany with 70 or 80 people working in use cases, algorithms, and so on. The main focus of our company is to build real full-stack quantum computers. So we build quantum computers. Sometimes this is something that it is not really known. No? That the people think that we are still simulate the things, but no. We have real quantum computers.
Amazing.
We are right now the largest company in terms of number of systems sold and installed on-premise in customers, which has been a pretty nice, let's say, 2 years or 3 years, because we were founded in 2018 in Finland, as I was saying. But we were more or less an R&D company until 2022, 2023, more or less, when we started to really try to develop the business around this, because we were focusing in just getting our technology mature. And now it was about 20 months more or less that we've sold already more than 15 quantum computers to real customers. Not only in Europe, because in Europe mainly we are in Germany, Finland, Italy, Czech Republic, and so on. But also we jumped already to America, to North America, to the United States with Oak Ridge, which is one of the national labs that they have there. But also in APAC with South Korea and Taiwan. So right now, our logo is getting even more known, because at the end it is true that being new is difficult for people to see you, especially when you are only focused in quantum computing. But we are, the leaders coming from Europe, which is a very nice thing to see, no?
Yeah, exactly. So one thing you often say in quantum technology and quantum theory and quantum computing is the first step in knowing quantum is you must start to think everything you know is wrong.
More or less.
Yeah.
More or less.
How does this leap from all the classic stuff into a heavy field as quantum computing is? How has this been how's the difficulties being doing this and still managing to produce a actual physical product, building the computers, building a full stack solution that is available and in use, where many companies still are in their R&D phases?
Yeah, correct. So one of the problems that we are facing always, I think that all the companies, not only IQM, is the lack of talent that you can see in the market. At the end, there is a lot of education that we still have to do. At the end, so we have to work together with the universities and with the regions in order to really create the talent and also bring them to us, not to others. That's one thing. Second, sometimes quantum is a little bit misunderstood, let's say. So quantum computing sometimes is... people think that it is a standalone technology, let's say, no? And one of the things that we need to know, it is that quantum is here to do hybrid computing, no? So we will need to work together with the AI, together with the HPC people, together. And in fact, in Germany, for example, we are developing, there are some white papers already, that we are working with Slurm in order to, let's say, do several partitions of a problem and take every partition depending on the nature, let's say, of the problem, to the QPU, so to the quantum processing unit, to the CPU, or to the GPU. No? So at the end, one of the problems is getting to know which are the part of the problems. Second, it is doing this integration, which is not easy because, as you were saying, classical technology, we have to migrate from classical to quantum. But I think that the main thing is that we have to develop a lot of things, not only hardware but also software, but also the ecosystem of people and the society. You know, because at the end it's a very unknown technology that usually the people they don't understand what this is for. No, and those are the main problems, let's say, or challenges.
Amazing. So recruiting is a big pain in the ass, to say so.
Well, let's say that we are.
Is it a lack of talent overall, or is it that people maybe go into different fields?
No, it is a lack of talent. You have to take into account that there were not many.
It's also a new field.
It's a new field. It's a new field where we have to be developed. It is true that you can refurbish, let's say, some resources that you have and move them into the quantum and stuff. Especially for the software part, maybe the hardware is a bit different from we have been seeing. For example, we are about 320 people, more or less, and almost the 50% is PhDs in physics and in. So at the end, as you see, there is a lack of talent because of that. No, it's a field that we don't have too much experience, let's say, as a society. Of course, it will become that will change and it will become more and more relevant. But right now, one of the problems is not being it's a hard situation for HR. Let's say it's difficult to find talent.
Yeah. I can imagine. But also, again, you're not going to give away all the secrets, of course. but it seems like you are steps ahead of other quantum computing companies. If you are, as you say, the number one already now provider of quantum computing in the world. What have been, if not giving away the secret sauce, but what have been maybe one of the keys to your success in early adaptation of users as well, and being able to constantly deliver the same quality of the quantum computing?
I think there are several factors, but I would maybe highlight two. Okay, so first is that whenever we sell a machine, we don't sell a system only. So whenever we sell a machine, we create an ecosystem together with the region or together with the customer. We create this kind of people that you will need afterwards. So talent for algorithm, talents for application. We work together with the industry in the regions and so on to develop the quantum, let's say, resources that they have, and also getting them up to speed, let's say, into the quantum journey, knowing how quantum will help their businesses and so on. That is maybe one of the things that the customers liked the most from us. But I would say that the most important one is that we have an offering that is covering all the gaps of the market. So we have, as you can imagine, a technology company at the end. They are sometimes in the quantum arena focused only in big systems. We are focused on big systems, but also we know how to start. So in order to start, we have entry levels that are very affordable, let's say, for universities and research institutions if they want to start the journey. This system can be manipulated, let's say. That's something which is pretty unique. No, at the end, knowing how a quantum computer is built inside and so on is not something that usually the companies allow you to do, and we do so because we manufacture our own systems and so on. So we don't have any kind of IP problems like others might have and so on. So I would say that those are the two factors that are more relevant for our business.
Yeah. And the companies you work with, are they, and future new customers as well, of course, are they, I imagine if they reach out to you, they are early adapters, of course, to this technology, but is the adaptability to this technology, are people willing to do it, or is it still such a new technology that people are hesitant about implementing it, even in places where you and the salespeople of your company say, look, this would be a great fit for you, it'll be great math, it'll be super great for your company and optimize your data processing by times 20, but people are reluctant to adapt their technology because it's too early maybe?
It is an early stage of the technology,
Yeah.
that is true. It is true also that many, not many, all the customers that we have right now, that quantum providers, not only IQM, but all the customers that we are working with are national laboratories, HPC centers, research institutions. So they are not really end users as enterprises, no? As we will see in some years. No? Those are, of course, open to have the technology because they need to build the talent, as we were saying. They need to understand how this will, let's say, impact into the classical computing, so how they can do this hybrid computing and so. When it comes to enterprises, there are several enterprises that are already working on this. In fact, banks, for example, in bank institutions, or financial institutions, sorry, they already have teams that are developing algorithms for them, so to create real use cases for risk management, optimization of the portfolio, of the investment portfolio, and so on. So usually the companies are opened always, at least, to know what they can do with this. No?
Yeah.
The main problem sometimes is that there are several companies, especially enterprise or companies, that they don't really know how this will impact their business. No? And that, it is our job, let's say, to educate them somehow. And that's why also IQM is growing that fast, let's say, because we also have the IQM Academy, which is a free portal where that
Amazing.
whoever wants to learn about quantum computing, they can just click in and start at least understanding how quantum computing will change their lives, no? And so on.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, thank you for letting
you.
us take a small sneak peek into your life and the company you're working for. We're doing a short version for this one, but it's thank you so much for taking the time. It's a pleasure having you, and I hope you had an amazing day here at the Horizon Deep Tech in Madrid.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.